is Chain Reaction, where one word leads to another. With today's special guest stars, Joanne Worley, Steve Canale, Sharon Spellman, Sal Viscuso, and the star of Chain Reaction, Bill Cullen.
I think you thought I was never coming out. Hi there. Oh, hi there. Hello. Thank you. Thank you.
Chain Reaction just seems to be one of those game show formats that can't catch a break, as it keeps going away only to come back again and go away again after only a short run. It's never had a long run in the United States, but it just keeps rising from the ashes only to go away and come back again. Now, Cindy's already talked at lengths about the original Chain Reaction and the revival here in Canada. So let me just give a brief rundown. The format was devised by game show legend Bob Stewart and originally aired on NBC in 1980, where it was hosted by the dean of game shows himself, Bill Cullen, with Geoff Edwards filling in for 2 weeks during the run, where weirdly Bill stepped away to fill in for Al Ludden on Password Plus instead. Kind of strange that they would allow that. Anyway, the original Chain Reaction lasted only 26 weeks, doomed largely by a noon time slot, which frequently saw the show getting preempted for news on most affiliates. In 1986, Chain Reaction would come back, with production moving to Montreal. Originally, the show was hosted by Blake Emmons, but after only a few weeks, he would be replaced by the legendary Geoff Edwards. In order to comply with the CanCon laws, local radio personality Rod Charlebois was brought in and transitioned into an on-screen role as a sort of sidekick for Geoff. The show went through reformatting, moving to 2-player teams, and eventually solo players. And for its final season, they went to a very unique 128-player double elimination tournament, with the winner pocketing a grand prize of $40,000. All total, this revival would last for 4 seasons, but again, produced in Canada, so technically not a US show. Since then, GSN has revived the format 3 times. The first one came in 2006 with Dylan Lane as host, in a format that was more reminiscent of the Bill Cullen era, and even bring back the original 3-headed Broadway star-inspired bonus game. And it was just proven to be way too difficult for the modern era. Ultimately, this revival had only a 2-season run. But not willing to give up, GSN would revive the format in 2015 with Mike Catherwood, the co-host of Dr. Drew on Loveline. And this time they followed a format that was more reminiscent of the Canadian format. But it only lasted 40 episodes. So once again, it failed to catch on. Thinking the third time's the charm, GSN tried again in 2020, going back to the old format, adding a new bonus game, and even bringing back Dylan Lane as host. And honestly, this time Dylan was a much better host. But it only lasted 1 season. So with all that in mind, I guess it's not long before Chain Reaction will come back again. And like I said, Cindy's already covered all of these. But there is one era of Chain Reaction she hasn't covered in North America, and that is the Quebecois version. So let's rewind the clock and look back at the Quebecois version of Chain Reaction, Action et Action.
Filion. Et ils seront secondés par Julien Poulain, ainsi que par Mireille Desglas. Et maintenant, toutes les caméras sont tournées vers celui qui fera son entrée dans le studio 1, celui sans qui ce quiz n'aurait ni action ni réaction, le moteur que dis-je, la bougie d'allumage de ce quiz, Pierre Lalonde.
Merci. Merci. Bonjour tout le monde.
Action Reaction debuted in 1986 and was taped in Montreal, airing concurrently with the English-speaking version, and was even taped on the same set. The host of the show is Montreal-based TV personality and singer Pierre Lalonde, who was best known as the host of the Mad Dash. And as a result of doing Action Reaction, he becomes one of only a handful of hosts who have done the show in both English and in French. For the Quebecois version, the show follows a format very similar to the English-speaking version at the time, with 2 teams of 2. The biggest difference here is each team consists of a contestant and a celebrity. Now, if you're unfamiliar with that era of chain reaction, the game goes as follows. Object of the game is to complete a 7-word chain, consisting of a series of words that relate to each other. The first and last words are revealed to start the game, and in each round, one member of the team is designated as a giver, while the partner is the receiver. The team in control chooses to either give a letter to their partner or their opponent, and can choose a letter either from the word below the first word or the word above the last word. If they give it to their partner and their partner can't solve the word, they lose control. But if they give it to their opponent and their opponent misses, then they retain control. So there's some strategy involved there. The team that solves the word earns points. In the first round, each word is worth 10 points. In the second round, each word is worth 20 points. In the third round, 30 points. And the fourth round, if necessary, is worth 40 points a word. In each round, the last word is worth double, with the exception of the first round, where the last word is worth 15 points. This is to prevent ties. The first team to reach 200 points won the game and played the bonus chain. For the bonus chain, the team is given the first word of a 7-word chain and the first letter of each of the other 6 words. The 2 players alternate trying to guess the remaining words. For each word they solve, they earn $100. Once they solve a word, they move on to the next word. But if they get it wrong, then the letter is revealed. And this is deducted from their letter counter, which starts at originally 9, but then later 7. And the object, of course, is to solve the entire chain before running out of letters. If the team is successful, then the contestant wins a jackpot that starts at $1,000 and grows by $500 every time it's not won. So, fun little word game, harmless enough, prize money's respectable. Pierre does a nice job as host. So, it got a good 4-year run. And I can't understand why they can't make it work in the States. It's worked in just about every other country. So when you think about it that way, it makes sense to keep trying to revive it. And really, now that I think about it, we're probably just about overdue for attempt number 6 for Chain Reaction. So that's going to do it for this edition of the show. I'm Marc Power on behalf of Seidelman and all of us here at Game Show Gumbo. Long may your big ship drop.